Hello everyone, this is Diane and I have more items to put in my shop. I have some textiles to list today, so let's just go through. I have 3 different listings here that I'm going to show you. Let's start with this. There's only one of these and this is just a fiber destash. So I'll show you what's in here. I just stuck everything in one bag. So I have this fiber. Some of these I kept some. I've already used some, and I just had too much of it, so I'm sharing. This one is a really pretty jewel tone fiber. This would be great in a bohemian journal. I don't have measurements for any of this. Like I said, I was just cleaning, organizing, and destashing. So I just put everything in a bag. This is really fun. I think somebody may have sent this to me, but I used some and saved some. Actually, there's 2 different kinds in that bag. So there's this one. This one has autumn colors. And then these 2, what's in here and what's on the card, are the same. It's loopy yarn in fall colors. So pretty. I'll just stick this back in there. I have some baker's twine in pink and white, black and white. It's not much of those. Blue and white, and this gold color and white. Just a little scrap of lace got thrown in there. 2 packages of cording. It says they're 8 yards and they're not used. So there's 16 yards of cording. This pink eyelash trim. This purpley mauvey color of yarn, mesh. This very soft teddy bear yarn, that's what it reminds me of, a puppy dog or a teddy bear. It's got tan and white, very soft. Black and white eyelash trim with little pom-poms on it. I used that in Halloween journals this year. There's another piece of that. I think it's the same thing I already showed you. But, there's a couple of these really lustrous purple yarns. There's 3 of them. And then this one is purple also, and it has Lurex in it or something sparkly. So there's another larger piece in there. This is a big variety of fibers that you can build your stash with. This is a yarn. Neutral color. And this, I have quite a big spool of it, and I just pulled some off and stuck it in here for you. And I use this in Christmas journals. It's got white, gold, red, and green. There's quite a bit there. Just little bits of loose pieces there. Some suede strips. There's green and brown. There's this piece of tie-dyed cotton fabric strip. It was sold in a skein to make something with your crochet needles or whatever, but it's got oranges and greens. And then I have this pretty fabric strip. This is vintage. It came from a textile mill. I'm not going to put the pin back in it. I don't want anybody hurting themselves. And this is a slightly wider vintage, and I love this. I have a large spool of both of those, so I'm sharing. And then this fabric strip. I think it's a bias. I think it was cut on the bias. It's just white, but you could dye it any color you want to. So that is the fiber destash bag. Lots of goodies in there. Oh, and by the way, I should have mentioned, I just put up a video today of the binders that I'm selling, and I didn't mention in the video that I will be selling them or shipping them with media mail. And I can't select that option when I put them on Etsy, at least not that I'm aware of. So you get charged according to the weight of the binder, and they're quite heavy. So it looks like you're going to pay more for shipping than you are for the binder, but I will ship them media mail and then refund the overages. I made note of that in the listing, but I forgot to say it on the video. So then I have 7 bundles of destash fabrics, and I don't know how many pieces, but they're all the same number of pieces, although they vary. I didn't have enough to put, you know, one of every single fabric in each bundle. So they're the same quantity, but the prints and fabrics vary. So let me just go through a couple of them. There's a pretty good sized piece of this. That's a really fun piece. For some reason, I don't know why, but this just appeals to me. It's more modern than my taste usually is. And I love this. I think everybody did get a piece of this because I had a large piece of it. I got it at a flea market, but I don't believe it's vintage. Maybe it's from the 70s, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's that old. But anyway, I had fun cutting these out and just using the squares. But it would be a fun journal cover too. Here's a pretty solid blue, good sized piece of that. This stripe, I believe this fabric is vintage. And this might be a Daisy Kingdom fabric. Very pretty little pastel posies all over it. A blue stripe with some little pink hearts. I think every bundle got a piece of this because I had quite a bit of it. This one is vintage, and I think it's a challis fabric. It's soft and supple. And this really fun retro print. Every bundle gets a piece of muslin or something like that. This is a very bright piece. And another red vintage piece. I believe this is from a curtain. There were quite a few pieces of this, but it's really fun print. This bundle happens to have another of my mother's patchwork pieces. I'm running out of them. So there might be 2 or 3 bundles that have those. And then this is a piece of homespun or something like that. Nice good sized piece. This is from an embroidered tablecloth. So this bundle isn't just, you know, fabric bundle. It's got some patchwork, it's got some embroidery, it's got some specialty pieces. This is from a sheet. There's a good sized piece of that. Everybody got some of this, and everybody got some of this. There were lots of pieces of those. And a yellow dotted Swiss. And then everybody got a little piece of this tablecloth vinyl. It's so cool. Make pockets out of it. Just make it into a page. I just thought it would be fun. So I gave everybody a piece of that. Let me see if there's anything different in this bundle. This one is different. I love this fabric. There's a pink stripe. This one has kitty cats and sheep and teddy bears. Oh, some of the bundles have these I think it's Daisy Kingdom panels where you were supposed to cut the pieces out and then had instructions for sewing them together. I think there was a vest and maybe an apron or something. But so some of the kits have some pieces. This happens to be the back, so it's a large piece. They're not all that big. Oops, sorry. Again, a patchwork piece. This one has some eyelet, so that's one of the specialty fabrics, and the patchwork. And the rest are the same. I brought one more bundle over with me just to see. This one has a piece of that sunflower print, and this is a different one. Love this. That's a big piece. And this, there's the pink stripe. This one is different. It's just a little piece. It's folded, but it is smaller than some of the other pieces. And there's a piece of muslin there, and I love this geranium fabric. I kept some of this for myself, but I had more than I needed, and it's a vintage piece of fabric, and I love it. This one has a fun, like a feathery design. This one, for this specialty piece, has a piece of upholstery fabric. This is the only piece of upholstery fabric in these bundles, and then a piece of eyelet. So you get the idea of what kind of fabrics you will find in these bundles. And then lastly, I have vintage handkerchiefs. I have 3, and I'm going to have them all in one listing with a drop-down box, so you can choose whether you want number 1, number 2, or number 3. So number 1 has this sheer handkerchief material with this appliqued and embroidered flower. So you can see it's only sewn on in the center. And these are all freshly pressed. There's a little flower in that corner and some yellow embroidered edging. This one is a pretty green with this embroidered design. I think this is the one that has a stain there on one side. But I would cut this and use it for pockets or flips or something. And another sheer piece with an embroidered person on it. It's really cute, little tiny embroidered flowers, and it has a scalloped edge just on this corner. And then this one is white, and it has this open work design in the corner, in 2 corners. Is it 2? It's all 4 corners, so you get 4 of those corners. That's cool. And then this one has printed blue flowers, and it ironed up nice and crisp. It has some French words on it. Jean d'Orly, Paris. And it's scalloped. That's a very pretty one. That's set number 1. I just ironed these, so I want to make sure I'm folding them up nicely. Okay, set number 2 has a white handkerchief with this beautiful pastel crocheted edging, and I believe that this is homemade. Isn't that pretty? So that goes all the way around. This one is a printed one with a scene on it. Governor's Palace, Williamsburg, Virginia. I was actually there. I toured Williamsburg, Virginia, so these are buildings that are in colonial Williamsburg. That's really cool. This one has Lily of the Valley embroidered on it. It's just a white handkerchief with a Lily of the Valley in that corner, and this one is gorgeous with the white or the blue embroidery on it. It does have an initial on it. And then I love this one. This one doesn't seem so vintage, but it is really pretty, and it's appliqued with some embroidery and some green embroidery around the edges, and it's quite large. So that is set number 2. Set number 3 has this white one with pink embroidery, and the embroidery goes quite a ways across the handkerchief. And then there's this white on white stripe design all around the border. This one has some white on white embroidery with some open work. And another little bit in this corner. It's in all the corners. This one has more, but it's in all the corners. I love this one. I spread this out to iron it and fell in love with it and thought maybe I should keep it. But there you go. It's in kit number 3. This one is brown and embroidered with these really fun daisy looking flowers. Actually, they're appliqued. They're little pieces of fabric appliqued on there. It's just in one corner, but how fun is that? And then we have this white handkerchief that's sheer and has this embroidered daisy bouquet with lavender on it. So that is number 3. All right, so that's the textiles that I have for today. The fabric bundles, the what are these? Fibers, and the handkerchiefs. Thank you for watching. I will combine, if you order more than one item, I combine and refund differences in shipping. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.